So what's the one subject you'll have to deal with at some point in your life if you haven't already? It's a touchy topic, the F word, forgiveness. There are so many questions around it. When should you, if you even should? Who deserves it? How do you go about it? Do you forgive? Do you forget? And what would doing either of those things mean? No one's answers are really the same, but I do think that there's a question whose response would have everyone's hands up in the air. Who's had their heart broken? Whether it's from a loss, a disappointment, a betrayal, or a disconnection with someone you love or used to love. The truth is that we've all been hurt. Don't let anyone's demeanor fool you. No one is perfectly fine. We just don't want to talk about it. Kind of crossing our fingers. Nobody knows. Our hearts are these fragile things, and hurts in someone's actions lead you to disappointment, dead end, and each time it happens, it never gets any easier. The last thing you want to do is forgive them. The last thing you feel like you're even capable of doing is to forgive them. Someone I'm very close to hurt me in such a way that I truly believed with all of my heart that I could not forgive them. I remember how I loved holding that grudge, because to me, not forgetting what they did was the confirmation that it was so messed up, it was past the point of being forgivable. When I even considered it, I should say in the swift seconds that I considered it, my pain and my fear and all of the anger I gathered, I felt like they crippled my world too. Then, with all of my thoughts, it became rush hour in my head. You know, if I forgave that person, would it be like saying, I'm okay with what you did? Because I wasn't. You can't erase the past was what I kept thinking. But just recently, I realized how much carrying around that mixture of sadness, resentment, and anger weighed me down. Having to always keep in my mind the pain I had been inflicted with and the past events I wouldn't let go of hurt me to my core. I don't know a lot about Tammy Faye Baker, but she said that in ancient civilization, if you killed somebody, instead of putting you in jail, they strapped that dead person on your back, and eventually the weight of the dead person ended up killing the person who was carrying him. I had a dead person on my back, and in all honesty, they were killing me. Before I lost myself, I let it go. I forgave and forgot, since I don't think you can do one and not the other. To forget, to sweep it under the rug and not be full of resentment. A lot of times you have to forgive, and to forgive, to hold on to the person and not the grudge. Most of the time, you have to forget. when I did the heavy weight, the same one that almost killed me, I couldn't feel it. I like to think that instead of it disappearing, it turned into the light as a feather compassion I have now. A little bit more understanding than I had before. So we're all so different. And I think that's one thing that we can all agree on. So we're gonna make different mistakes. We're human, we're fallible, mistake-making machines. And over time, eventually we forgive ourselves for the wrongs we've done. We have to. We have no choice, because if we didn't move on every time we screwed up, nobody would be where they're at or who they are today. It's hard to do the same for other people. When you're hurt, just know that you're a part of someone's chance to learn. One of their chances to change. And hopefully they'll take it. Forgiving isn't saying, I'm okay with what you did. It's saying, I understand why you did what you did. Or I'm at least trying to. And I know that one action doesn't foreshadow future ones to come or you as a whole. But when it comes down to it, the decision to forgive someone doesn't affect them as much as it does you. A grudge is a heavy thing to hold, and if you don't let go of it, it can make you less of a person than you are. It can stop you from becoming the person you should be, the person you could be. What is it? When you forgive someone, you set a prisoner free, and then learn that the prisoner was you. I try to remember that quote every time I'm hurt, because it reminds me of the right thing to do. Not just for them, not even really for them, but for me.